Good.
Hey there, Chuck asked us to do a quick video to show everybody how to do a cathodic test on a propane tank. The tools that you're going to need are a multimeter that can read DC voltage, as well as a copper sulfate half cell. This half cell is actually filled with copper sulfate crystals and water, or you can use a copper sulfate antifreeze solution, and it needs to be distilled water if you use water. Basically, what we really need to do is we need to take the multimeter, turn it to 20 volts DC or 2 volts DC if you have it, and we're going to connect the red lead of the meter to the head of the tank in some fashion. You can either connect it to the pigtail, as long as it's not a dielectric pigtail, or the bleeder valve. Pretty much anywhere on the head is where it's going to be electrically continuous to the tank. Next step that you need to make sure is that the ground is somewhat moist. We just got a downpour here, so we don't need to worry about it, but if the ground is really dry, you're going to want to pour maybe a quart of water in a spot, any of the spots where you're going to take the test. My meter, I've actually added a extension to it so that I can reach the ends of the dome. If you don't have an extension on the meter, you're going to need some sort of a jumper wire so that you can reach the ends of the tank, especially on a 1,000-gallon tank. So once you have the meter clipped onto the tank, all we're going to do is, like I said, turn this to 20 volts DC, come just off the edge of the tank. We're going to put the ceramic end of the half cell in the ground, and we're going to touch the black to it. We want to make sure that we have a reading that is negative 0.85 volts or higher, like we're seeing here, negative 1.48. This is about as high as you're ever going to see it. These tanks are brand new. So you're going to want to take that reading in 4 spots. One on each side of the tank. So one here, one over here, and then one on either end of the tank. I'll just do another one out here just to check it. Getting negative 1.45. If you're getting a reading that's less than negative 0.85 or negative 850 millivolts, there's something wrong. Couple of the causes could be an anode. There's no anode on the tank, or the anode is used up. Make sure the anodes are connected to the lug or to the wires that were provided with the tank manufacturer. Another thing that could cause it is a lot of uncoated copper that's in the ground that is connected to the tank without any dielectric protection. The copper just tends to eat up all of the electrons that are being produced by the anode. A tank that's badly corroding, you're going to get bad readings, and there's really no solution to it other than to dig it up. The only way that you could test to see if the anode would be working would be to attach an anode to another anode to the tank that you know is good, set it on the ground, wet the anode, and you can take the readings with that just laying on top of the ground. If it tends to bring those readings back up where they belong, another anode might fix your problem. Other than that, the tank is more than likely going to need to be excavated. If it were a copper problem, and with the copper in the ground, you could put a dielectric union or remove it from the pigtail and test it. If it goes up, a dielectric union would fix the issue. That should do it.